Hello everybody, welcome to Dark Souls for Beginners with Funzyr, and today we've got a special guest. My son is going to be joining us in a minute to play along. Last time, if I remember correctly, I gotta be honest, it's been about a month and a half since I have played. But if I remember correctly, we made it about halfway through this area, and then we started to run long, so I called that. I decided to push it off till now, but here we are, and as soon as we see the summon sign, we're going to go ahead and we're going to push through the rest of this area. I wanted to be human form anyway, because there's an NPC invasion that happens, and that's one of the reasons that I picked where we were before to stop. So now we just have to proceed through the level, and it should be coming up. So the thing about multiplayer is everybody's got 3 slots, 4 including your own. There he is. So you've got 3 slots that can play with you that you can host. 3 player slots. So if you fill them with, you can have up to 2 people that play with you, and then that would leave room for 1 invader at a time. Now in order to have somebody that can co-op with you, you must be the person that drops the summon sign. It's based on their level, so you must be within 10 plus 10% of their level. So for instance, if he is 71, that is 10 plus 10% would be 17. So 88 would be as close as I could be. I think he's level 76 right now, but we'll look at my status real quick. I am level 88, so the lowest level that I could summon to help me would be 71. The highest level would be about... Uh-oh. We lost connection there. Alright, he'll have to drop his summon sign again. I don't know what happened. Keep your, don't forget, keep your skull up. I have it equipped in my shield slot, so you keep it up. And now we'll just wait for him to drop his summon sign. I have no clue what happened. He just disconnected on us. You'll see there's an item up there. We can get it, but it's just a hard soul item, so it's not really worth it. And there's a summon sign. That was quick. It's not really worth the effort, in my opinion, to get the hard soul items, because as you get into even New Game Plus, it becomes much easier to get souls just by fighting. Alright, so here's Rascal Man again. Alright, we're at the choke point. I'm going to show you in a moment. I'm going to show you in a moment where the he's going to go around me to my other side, and he's going to put a shield up. And in that way, he's got 100% protection, 100% physical reduction on his shield. So I'm kind of shooting it into... You can see the dust from his feet moving, but you still have to guess where he's at a little bit. There we go. You can also see your arrows sticking into him. Alright. So there's that. We don't really have to fight this guy. We will have to fight the one down here, so we might as well fight him now. Okay, so what I wanted to show you last time, another thing I wanted to show you that I didn't get to because I forgot about it, was there's an item down there. It's the covetous silver serpent ring. I've already actually gotten it because I had to remember how, but I'll show you real quick what it does. No, I don't have it. I thought I had it. Interesting. So anyway, what you do is you walk here, and then you fall off. There it is. Now we can see it. What we're going to do now is my son's going to approach the item over there. As he approaches it, you'll see that several of these skeleton the bone towers, will appear. Uh-oh. And we get the covetous silver serpent ring. Now I can show you what that is. While I'm doing that, he's going to use the humanity to heal himself. What we're going to do is, here we go. It gets, basically, it gives you an extra 20% souls per kill. So if you get that plus the overkill, that's an extra 40% souls, which is a decent amount. So now we're going to go over here. And then you just run and jump. I wanted to let him get out of the way. And we fell. Oh man. Okay. No problem. That was just, I don't know. I hit the circle to jump, but it must have just been a little bit of a delay for me. You can see there's the skeleton dog that I was looking at, and you can see that other pair of eyes. I already showed you this before, but you just walk forward and attack. And here we are with our shield back. Oh. And there we go. Alright. My son came in to save me. So we'll go over here. And we'll head down. There's an item in here that we got last time. I don't remember what it is. So this part can get a little bit tricky, especially with two people. You see that dog, but there are actually two other ones. So what we're going to do is we're going to back up. And we're going to use our bow and arrow to pull them. I think there was one right about there. Oh, there's one. Alright, so he's got 100% physical resistance. Alright, one down. We'll have to go and resummon him. Hello everybody, we are back to where we were before. Had a little bit of a technical issue with connection, but we look good now. So you'll remember there are two more of these skeleton dogs here. And top him off. Alright, so there's one left. And it's over here. We can actually avoid it if we want. We're actually going this way, so we don't have to fight him. And I'll show you that by not fighting him. And there was an item over here last time. Alright, so it looks like he's not going to be able to connect to me right now. So we'll deal with that in a minute. But first things first. Just want to show you real quick. You see these glowing balls here. And you see how they fade. And then when I put my lantern back up, they come back up. These are meant to be guides here. There are people that are very experienced at the game, put hundreds, maybe even thousands of hours into it. And they don't even need the skull lantern to get through here. Me, on the other hand, nope. I don't know the area that well. I've only beat the game a couple of times myself, so I'm just trying to put this together for people that need to know, like, need a little bit more information, don't feel comfortable just trying it out on its own, because to be honest with you, the game is a little bit daunting. So I'm gonna go pick him up, and then I'll cut out all that run back. Alright everybody, this is where we were when we got disconnected again. So we're just gonna head down here, and there's a ladder here, but you can see the bottom, it's not that far, so you can just drop down. And then from this point on, we don't really need this anymore. We can switch over to a shield. And for the rest of the level, we no longer need the skull lantern. There are a couple places where it might be a little helpful, but as soon as he gets here, my son, that is, Rascal Man, we will head down here and we're going to have an NPC invasion. If he disconnects one more time, though, I am going to take the time to reboot my PS3 and hope that works. So what I'm going to do is, when we get down here, I'm going to split off to the right, and he's going to stay where he's at. And Paladin, whoa, right there. That way, when Leroy comes up, his back will have to be to one of us. And then we get the cheap backstab kill. So what we will get here is we're getting Grant and Sanctus. I like Sanctus as a shield. It's really not a whole lot better than the shield that we have right now in general. In fact, you'll see that the magic resistance is lower. It requires 18 faith. We only have 9. But one of the things that it does is it constantly regenerates your hit points. Not very fast, but it does. So I'm considering just two-handing my weapon for the rest of the time. You may also notice that I have different armor than last time as well. I leveled up a little bit. I have been... I've adjusted some of my equipment, and that has been really, it's allowed me to get to fast roll. See, we can see him, so this shouldn't be difficult. Alright. So I got a new weapon. I now have the gargoyle halberd because I've been upgrading my strength a little bit. because now this is actually better than the great side that we had. Alright, so we'll come over here, and when we come over here we can see there are a bunch of pinwheels. So we're going to take this one out on the left first. And then we'll take the one in the middle here. And then we'll get that one in the back on the right. So you'll notice that they don't really give us the same amount of souls as the real pinwheel, as the boss. But they still have pretty much the same attack that he had. Okay, so there's a bunch of stuff to know about this area. One of the things is, if you go down in the water there, these little baby skeletons will spawn, and I'll show you those in a minute. These guys do drop the white titanite chunks. You can see one that's kind of clipping through the floor here. Here's this item. It's a soul, if I remember correctly. Yeah, soul of a hero. And then the only other thing that I really want to show you here is down here. You can just go down there. There's another pinwheel. But if you run down this way, there's a white titanite slab. Very important. You need that. Alright, so that's these little guys here. They poison you if they hit you. But the big thing about them is they actually can drop humanity. And they never die. So every time they die, they have a chance to drop a humanity. Great place to farm humanity. Gets annoying if you have to kill a whole bunch of them over and over and over and over. So here we are at the boss's room. What we're gonna do is we're going to change to, I made a Divine Halberd plus 10. Because this boss has some skeletons and he acts as if he were a necromancer. So they don't die unless you can kill them with divine damage. We'll let him fall. And then he's going to go get into position. And then I'm going to jump. And we'll watch this because you haven't seen it before. And then this should be the only fight on him. So what we'll do is we will quickly beat him, and then we'll call this episode for now. And then we'll start planning our next few. But to start, one of the things that we're going to need to do is heal up because of that fall. Okay. So the divine, like I said, it will that didn't work out. So what I'm going to do then is switch back to the Gargoyle's Halberd. So we'll just take a couple of shots at him because he's far away from us. Try to bait him into attacking. You'll notice that his attacks are hitting his own creatures. Top off my son. So when he bows down like that, you want to back away, because he does that, I don't know, dark kind of wave on the floor. So back away again. He's either going to try to grab you and roll, and I rolled just a half a second late there. That doesn't do a whole lot of damage, but it will bounce you. So we've got these two big guys on us. We just kind of stay back. And looks like Nito's kind of stuck on one of his guys. So there we go, a couple of shots. Run. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to, there we go. And we got him. So since his back was to me, I decided to just run in and get that last hit on him, since he was real close. We got his Lord Soul. And you'll see that we got another humanity, and of course 60,000 souls for killing him. We can light this bonfire and rest at it. Might as well repair everything. Now there are no enemies here, no more enemies will spawn. But if you're running around, I think it's right here. If you fought and killed Paladin Leroy, his items should pop up there. But sometimes, usually, you have to quit the game and then rejoin it. So we'll do that real quick. I'll show you that. And then we'll call this episode for the day. I was wrong. It was around this corner. So you get the whole Paladin set from it. Which, the Paladin set, if you look at it, we'll just look at the chest piece. Compare it to... It weighs slightly more than the Embraced set, but it has a little bit more protection. It can also be upgraded, unlike the Stone or Havel's armor. As you can see, I played with a couple of different setups for my armor, but honestly I like being a fast roll, so we're going with this for now. There's another set that we're going to get soon that should help us out as well. But for now, thank you everybody for coming along on the adventure, and I'll see you next time. I hope you learned something. Goodbye.